to sort of feel like a getaway for you, because, you know.
Look at how sunny it is. Your damn apartment's so low and dark.
Great. It's great to be out of that environment. And I am in the process of rethinking my environment because otherwise I feel resentful and angry.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and so I just, God, I crave authenticity in my life.
I'd say that again. Authenticity in
And
your
I
life?
crave authenticity.
Yeah, that's why it's so fun for us to do this.
No, because authenticity just allows you to be who you really are.
Right.
And you don't have to play small anymore.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I'm tired of having people dislike me or judge me.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I know, at an extraordinary level.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's extraordinary or not, but it's of any level.
I know.
We let people be who they are, for God's sake.
And it's pretty fun to get to hang out with those versions of ourselves.
It is.
I mean, I'll tell you what, I mean, it makes sense why most of the people in my former life think I'm an asshole. And I'm just like fucking high maintenance and, you know, just kind of erratic and generally just like my ex-husband called me a bully. And I mean, we had like the most painful, cruel breakup that split that I think I can kind of imagine. And so I was very different. I don't even look the same.
Wow.
I showed Brian a picture of me in 2014 and he's like, it looks like you might be your sister. I mean, so yeah, imagine, that's why I get it. I mean, just authenticity. We're here. That's why I'm like, I'm going to come pick you up, but you're just going to hang out here. If you're going to hang, it's too dark there. You got to get out of the basement.
Yeah, it is. It's really
cold.
It's very gloomy.
Yeah.
And I just stay in my room with that big light on so that I feel like and I just create.
Beautiful.
And you know, that's my outlet.
Your lifeline.
That's my lifeline. And gosh,
I'm coming and getting you out of that hole, okay? Because it's really hard to do by yourself. It takes a lot longer.
A car.
Oh my God, I'm trapped. So I can understand why you're like, I'm getting my car, you know, and that probably coming more from a place of, I need out.
Yeah, I need out.
So that's really what I take that as communicating.
And you know, I'm
just get you.
and also there are many, many resources out there that we are not tapping into, and all we have to do is be open to their tapping in of those resources, and a car will come to me.
A driver will come to you because it's more relaxing. Because it's very taxing to drive, you know.
Okay.
And so if you did that, you would be directing a lot of your most valuable energy and connectiveness to an activity someone else is better suited to do for you. Does that make sense?
No, say it again.
Well, see how like today I came and picked you up. I did that. Go ahead.
Seems like way over and above the Call of Duty.
No. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, that makes sense based on the experience that I imagine most of us, and so I'm assuming you've had it, of just extreme disconnection and very few people making the effort to come see, to come hang out, to come like, right? And because I've lived so distant from, I'm like, it's 20, 30 minutes, you guys, suck it up. Like, don't you love me enough? You know, I grew up so far out of town that it was like so special. But we also made a point to go be closer with other people. Like, and it took time. It could be 45 minutes. And so I get it when you're like, don't you, why won't you, it's not that far, come get me. And everybody's out here going, oh, I'm so lonely, I'm so sad. What, do you go pick up your friends? Do you go say, hey, let's go to the park, let's go play? And you know,
Heather, we should write a post about this.
we're doing it right now. we're live, honey, we're live. And so
And you are alive.
yeah.
And I am alive.
You are, fuck, we've been to the depths of hell, like
Yeah.
literally, and come back again and again and again. Because you've been to hell more than once, right? I'm imagining. Of course, yeah.
And here I am.
Fuck,
I
amazing.
get to enjoy heaven right here in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it really makes a difference in my healing.
Oh my God, yeah. See, we're just, maybe we've been doing a science experiment, and I'm sorry that this, I'm just realizing this. I'm sorry that you've been in the like data collecting that particularly sucks. But, you know, the good news is that I know how to I know how to be of help, and what you currently feel is above and beyond really is what I know is and can be the baseline when people are prioritizing appropriately. And I had to have Brian help me. I was crying one day because I was like, I want to spend time with Jnet. She's really having a hard time. I'm upset I have to go drive, that I need money. And I knew what I wanted to do. But I was afraid to say, I don't want to drive today. I want to just go be with Jnet because, you know, it makes an impact on him financially. And so he was like, what's most important? Go be with Jnet. No, don't worry about it. And so, yeah, I did need his help a little bit. And so I'm just illustrating that, trying to illustrate that makes sense that it's hard to prioritize sometimes. But as soon as I release driving as a time suck, and I'm like, I get to spend time that I do love driving. I don't like being afraid of people. And so I'm not afraid of you. And I'm like, I get to drive in the sun and go get my friend, and I'm listening to a video I like, and then I'm doing my own thing. And then I come get you, like, let's go to my sunny house. Let's go play and rest. And you got me to lay down. That's a miracle. But what we're doing right now is the absolute fucking most natural thing in the world. And the reason everybody's all bummed out and like, is because they're
just not open
they're
to
not
it.
doing it. They have to break out of the habit and make a different choice.
They have to be vulnerable. And they just have to open themselves up fully and completely to another person, which is really better than sex.
Yeah. And it does make sex better.
And it does make sex better.
Whether it's with when I'm really open with a friend, that has the just as profound effect as when it's with Brian. So it doesn't have to just be in the context of love.
I say there are many
love.
kinds of orgasms.
Yeah, say more, because I don't. That's actually kind of I've heard that before, but I don't yet believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they tune into energies that are of such a high vibration that it just causes all of the nerve endings to just light on fire, and you are so entwined and open and available and welcoming to this other energy that's right next to you, and you can just be yourself completely, and you can be yourself completely, and together that synergy just creates a bombshell of light and love, and you can just feel it going out into the world. Just having this moment is changing the world.
With you there. Yes. Thank you for verbalizing. I think your words will be more profoundly received by a larger group, larger people, because you're going to be. I think I believe that folks who have been around in another 20 something years than me, that you just get more respect. Respect, like, I'm listening. Gosh, she's a fucking genius. And I know it's hard for you to see when I'm like, oh my fucking god, you're a genius.
Well, I mean, oh my fucking god, I do feel my fucking god,
Awesome.
and God is fucking.
Because it's pleasure. Okay, so I have a question. So basically, is the reason why so it's just been, we've been is it puritanical, is that the right word? We've been so foundationed in shame, and like sex is in extreme, like very rare, and a long time ago they're like, it shouldn't feel good. If you're feeling good, you are somehow bad. So it's been demonized, it's been shamed, it's been pushed into the dark. It's made it seem like there's only one way, and that's the genital way to reach a particular state of bliss. And I already do believe, it's just that, and I have had the experience to an extent, but sex was involved. But what I believe is that it helped. I'm like, oh, I can recognize that now. I can kind of get a sense. So it's like, it's opened my imagination so that it's no longer bound by the limits of my imagination.
Right, or the limits of your experience thus far.
Exactly. It's hard for folks to be able to believe what we're talking about is possible and true and not weird. It's hard for them to believe it because just for fucking decades and decades, it's been
okay. So my okay, yeah, I have to tell you about this pathway of energy, and so I am starting to see all of this as pathways of energy.
Right.
And I have a specific, what do you call it, stamp, so to speak. That's my particular energy. And my energy includes the openness to have whoever I am with be whoever they are, with the purpose of my intense curiosity and longing to be one with. And so when we can really reach in and be one with, that is pure intercourse. And that is what we long for, the bliss of coming together. Is, I mean, it's it's fucking biblical.
The mushrooms took me there a couple days ago. That's another way. Okay, so now I'm able to recognize that I did get to have that bliss state, and it was with the aid of mushrooms. But I've always believed that doing medicine journeys, when it's treated like medicine, it's like, it's teaching me, and that's often been my request, is teaching me how to see more of what's here, and to allow myself to have faith that if something feels really resonant, that I need to at least go that way a little bit. So
That's cool.
I saw the resonance get more clear and more beautiful and more
Electric.
the more clear Brian became, and the closer we became, and the more of the shit suit he shed, the imagery just became more and more gorgeous, and my physical experience was more and more gorgeous, and my ability to have faith became far more, just so much closer, because I'm seeing the difference in the resonance and the vibration as our hearts get closer.
Yeah.
And we talked a great deal about the desire for that oneness, and whether, Brian's been in a lifelong exploration of Christ consciousness and wanting to understand it, wanting to know it, and approached it in all different ways. And yeah, I'm over here like always saying, hey, 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 there's just all this like beautiful stuff that I can see. The medicine taught me how to see it, and the medicine that he has been working with taught him how to feel it, and to give him the softness to be able to share like some really the deepest fears of himself, because it's hard. You know, it's like it's illustrating what you're talking about. It's hard for people to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they need an aid. Doesn't always have to be, you know, anti-M or mushrooms or whatever the choice is. It can be what you're talking about, like.
Yeah.
Partly because I learned how to recognize it. Now I'm like, all right, yeah, I get it, and but I had to learn to recognize it first. And it's always fun that you know all that stuff. How's your head?
Oh, all better.
Yeah, good. Sorry about the bonk.
It's okay. It took me on a very intense journey, and one I'm sure that I couldn't possibly.
Oh, that's okay. We got to be reasonable about the verbalization because it's hard. It takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, it was just an intense energy there for a while, but I saw, I saw lots and lots of energies being, radiating from that very intense pain core, and just so many ways for this pain to dissipate into the universe, so I didn't have to hold on to it. It's got the availability of an infinite number of energies that I can devote it to, and in turn it was just bathing it with green light, and it just went away.
Yay! Oh my god, so happy.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to be using energies more. But on the other hand, since I am an empath, I feel everything in the environment.
Yep, right. Whew. So it's been self-preservation for you to
Jesus
retreat,
Christ.
and you have created a beautiful space, especially compared to the last basement you were in.
Yeah.
So definitely big steps up, but
Yeah.
y'all have, you ended up, this is my theory, it ended up in a partly subterranean space because everybody was in sort of some pretty hardcore shadow work phase.
Right.
And so now you're like, yeah, and so, I do know so completely how a child can like have a different experience and a different perspective that feels like what but changing the environment and leading. It's kind of like, like leading, like you're like, look, I can be the mother, I can be the guide, I can be the leader. I can tell I need to get out of this environment. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get out of it. I love you. Just we're not suited to live together and not right now. And over time, hopefully, she'd be able to see you with some distance. She'd be able to see you as different than the projection she's been holding.
Yeah.
But she's got, if she pops right out of that, basically when she moves out of the basement, that's what I believe that's when you're like, okay, I'm above ground now. I may not be. And you then obviously see differently, perceive differently, recognize there's other reasons behind, or there's other possibilities of interpretation.
Yeah, and it's ancestral healing
Oh,
too.
oh my God, yes. My God.
You know that she's still carrying,
Mm-hmm.
and you know,
And there's been some hardcore shit in your your
Mm-hmm.
woman line, huh?
yeah,
Yeah. Hardcore.
yeah,
So you're both warriors. You're all warriors, you know. And I just have this visual of like you're like coming out of the muck, and it's falling off you because it's still wet, so it's falling off because of its weight. But you're like trudging out, and I'm like right there going, oh, there you are. Okay, let's go.
Right.
You're done. You're done with that now. You're still
Yeah.
unfortunately like connected to it, but you know a plan can begin. And an interim plan is I just come and pick you up and you come over here, and you know we can.
yeah,
You know, this whole thing of recording us, we'll be able to literally watch you come more alive and more yourself because we'll just be doing it all day, you know?
that's great.
And again, it's like if you don't know, if you can't imagine what something could look like, you can't possibly wish for it for yourself. So, you know, that was part of my journey with Sophia in 2019 was she kept doing shit that I was like, "What? That exists?" And it worked. You liked it, and it like but I'd never heard of these things. I had no fucking idea. So I had to see it. Someone had to tell me about it. So that's what we're doing. You follow? We're saying that, you know, and yeah, again, we've got a model. We've never seen it. Okay, so now we've seen it. Now we have a sense, and we're like, okay, here you guys. So here, open up your imagination. What if all that we say is true? At least in our place, our part of the, you know, full spectrum. Who knows if I stayed on track? How's your body? You doing okay? Like,
I am. I could use a little blankie.
oh yeah, see, we gotta check in. All right, there's more than a little blankie though. So let's. I want you to be like so comfortable. Hey, how about I turn up the heat? You want that? Would you like the
Well-
whole house to be warmer?
No, not necessarily.
Well, let's try it.
I'm warm. I'm actually warm under this blankie. I'm
Okay,
perfect.
good. Well, I'm gonna be a little more warm, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm getting a little antsy. But thank you for the rest, and I appreciate. I appreciate so much your willingness to be fully authentic and yourself, and not need me to have a lot of eye contact in order to feel like I'm here with you. Because that, you know, like I'm cool with eye contact. I do like it, but there seems to be this belief system that if you're not like engaging visually with somebody the whole time, you're not paying attention. If your eyes are directed anywhere else, you're not paying attention. When in fact, that helps me pay attention. And helps me pay attention to the actual energy of what's being said or what's being talked about, instead of being kind of derailed by what I believe, what the cues that I'm picking up and adjusting based on my interpretation of those cues. So if I remove the visual aspect, it helps me. Yeah. At least when I'm low resourced in particular, but it makes a big difference.
Yeah. It softens the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't have to come up against any hard edges.
Mm-hmm.
This must be a certain way. It just,
Right.
all is fine.
Right.
And all is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And just stay curious about all of it.
Totally. Like children are so good at.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did get to spend a lot of time with lots and lots of kids, mostly girls, because of my Girl Scout leader years. That was really fun, and I feel like I got to know a lot of girls at really formative times in their life. I got to know them apart from their home environment. I got to be stable for them as long as their parents were able to stay consistent. I got to, because of the access they had through, scholarships and, our working together to raise funds, they got to do stuff like spend the night at the zoo or have one of the coolest was going to the Humane Society and going and seeing all the dogs, and we all got to play with the puppies for a while. And so those are things that these girls never would have ever experienced. And a lot of them lived in cramped apartments with a bunch of people, or, they, like moms that, were addicted to meth when they got pregnant, or I couldn't save them all. There's one girl in particular, they'd always get her McDonald's before she came over, and her body was so miserable. But yeah, getting to see how they engage with life, and how when they were like, I'm safe with you, and let's open up. I can play with it. I don't know, they and the confidence built through years of practice with financial goals and earning money in far more I think sweeter ways than it's not so transactional. Buying and selling cookies, yes, there's money involved and there's some transaction, but there's also a lot of heart in it. And there are people who, like, they see what the kids pay, they set these goals, and then they have like this clear path because it's all written out, and then I support and make sure stuff happens and keep up with, make sure the parents do what they're supposed to do, and then they get to have this experience of like, wow, look what I did, and now look what we're all doing together, because we all stretched for these goals, and some sold way more than others, but man, it was this whole team effort, and let's go to the aquarium and have pizza, and like, nobody's going, oh god, can we afford this? Shit, you better love this kid because we can't really afford this is a big splurge. Instead, it's like, man, you guys, you earned it, and I made sure it happened, and let's just fucking enjoy. There's no pressure, no stress here. It was really, really cool. I loved that. And I volunteered at elementary school as much as possible, too, for at least 3 years. No, only kindergarten. Ainsley didn't really want me there after kindergarten. But I would do the special events, like the fundraising events. I would participate in those or something. I always did something. Because I didn't get to have a childhood, so getting to see what it looked like in this world, what a childhood looked like, and be able to see the difference between the girls who were well supported and, lived in beautiful homes, or, even if they had a bunch of trouble with their parents for whatever reason, if the grandparents were really secure and in a lovely home, they turned out amazing. But if the grandparents were dark or poor or all of the above or addicts or whatever, it was hard. There's this one girl, I hope she got the GI Bill and went to college, because she didn't know that was an option until I told her. She was like, I never thought I'd go to college, but there's a way. I'm gonna check that out. So I hope she did. I don't know. Okay, ramble. Oh, you know what I just remembered? There was some journeys and also just some meditations I did where I'm like, I really want some friends who are older than me. I really want some friends who are more experienced than me. I want to just I did used to ask folks who were at least 20 years older, like, when you were my age, what do you wish you'd known? What would you do differently, or any suggestions? But I really haven't had any friends until the past year and a half that were older and stayed consistent. And I've never had a close friend. I've never even had a close family member that was, more than probably 50. So, can you remind me how old you are? I keep forgetting.
I'm 71.
71.
And so
Let me drink some water.
let me tell you what this journey has been for me.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go potty soon. I just want you to have like some name. But
Do
yeah,
you
go
want
ahead.
to go ahead and go potty?
Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna get my blankie too, so it'll take me this little. Put this here so I remember. But remember the thing I want to tell you about that. Okay, you need anything while I'm up? Okay. I have a small weighted blanket if you think that would feel good.
No, thank you.
Okay. Tell me, please.
What it's been all about.
So, I think it would be good to just explain my experience throughout this cancer journey. So, I found lumps in my breast, I didn't have a breast, but under my arm, in January of 23, when I was moving out of the Eagle Creek house, and very stressful. And of course the surgery, you know, I'd never got surgery,
Can you tell me what year this was? Do you know?
Yeah, it's January of 2023.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that really wasn't that long ago. Okay.
And so I decided to do chemotherapy. My daughter told me, I wanted to go ahead and let this be the cancer that took me out.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter told me that I went that route, that she would not support me at my end of life.
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and did chemotherapy,
Mm-hmm.
and I did 6 treatments out of 12,
Mm-hmm.
and I just felt like they were killing
Just got
me.
worse and worse. Yep.
And I couldn't, and I was living in the basement at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just, on my floor, puking into the garbage can.
God damn it.
Just and fucking alone.
God damn it.
And the upstairs man was somehow or another decided to vent on me and called me evil and whatever else. I don't
Talk
know.
about projections.
Yeah, no kidding. but here I was again, trapped.
Can we loop arms like this?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, trapped in the fucking basement.
trapped in the basement, puking my guts out. Anyway, finally, my daughter came from Wisconsin, and I moved in with her in a 1-bedroom with a loft.
Yep, I remember that one.
Okay, and so she was not happy there because she didn't have any privacy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so we got this other place, which is half underground, which it really does make a difference. I mean,
And I'm glad you have those grow lights, but still, it's not the same. It's not the same.
No. Yeah, it's very dark. But anyhow, here comes my daughter now. I don't know what she thinks her role is.
Right.
But
She might, feel like, what the hell am I supposed to do now if my mom lives?
Yeah, right.
If my whole purpose for being here,
Yeah, she's been expecting me to die.
Right. She's ready to move on, Mom. She's like, come on.
I know.
She can move on with us.
And so I was trying to do that
Yeah.
by getting those drugs. But now I'm getting better, so I can't get the drugs.
Well, I'm happy though, because okay, so one quick thing is when I finally, there was a point at which when I was in one of those, like, fuck, this sucks too much, I'm just gonna, I don't need to be here anymore.
Right.
I realized, oh, you know what? It's not that I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore.
Right.
So, all right, let's change the like this. What fucking sucks are what can I affect the most with the least effort, because I'm fucking dying over here. And it was the like this that saved me. And then every time that that I would think again about, like, fuck, okay, this is too dark, this is too much crying, this is too much being on the floor, I'm too alone, my kid is struggling, and it's this, like this, okay, I don't want to live like this. So it makes sense. You're like, I gotta die, but it's not your body, it's not your spirit that needs to die, it's the like this.
Yeah.
And
right.
So that's why I understand.
Yeah.
I've been there. And the subtraining environment is fucking awful. Yeah, Yale House was hard on me. It was great. We did the best we could. We did some fucking cool shit there, but living in that basement was really hard on me.
Yeah.
So it's going to be revolutionary. It won't even take that long for you to be like, okay, shit, I get all this daylight all day, and I'm hanging out with people who inspire me, and it can be authentic. So, good.
Yeah, so
I'm glad they didn't give you the pills. I'm really glad.
Well, whatever.
Now, I was mad, but now like I'm hoping that you can be
Well, now,
reinvigorated.
okay, so now
Mm-hmm.
I'm embarrassed to say
Mm.
I feel like I could actually be cancer free.
Well,
Because
I know it's possible
because I
too.
feel so good, and
Yeah.
because I'm doing things like CI, and
So
you know
much, yeah. The
I'm
art stuff.
and the art stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm really feeling alive
Yeah.
for the first time. And you know, and as I read in A Course in Miracles,
Mm-hmm.
it says that sickness is of the mind.
Yeah, I'm with. Yes, I believe. I agree. I
And
agree.
and I have a powerful mind.
Yeah, and an extraordinary level of experience and knowledge
Yeah.
that you can synthesize it. And so, you went to hell, and we're gonna pull you out.
Yeah. I'm feeling myself kind of coming on out.
Hmm. Do you want me to do any of that channel work that helped you kind of feel a bit better the other day?
No, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
What else would you like to tell me about this journey? Like what you feel like it's meant, or what?
Well, the I have lived my life trying to become more open to people
Mm-hmm.
and accepting them as they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so to have my daughter want to pigeonhole me into a certain, sect.
Yeah. Unfortunately, her expertise and focus of attention is a very narrow-minded
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
There's only one thing that it means when you're talking about dying and you're trying to identify ways to do it. That can only mean suicidal ideation. And
Right.
instead of what's really here, you're just saying, I don't want to live like this anymore. I need a plan.
Right.
And the first default is like, I'm going to take the body out.
Right.
But really, the option that it doesn't at first become clear that there's an alternative option, which you've already chosen. You've been on the path to changing the like this, and so she hasn't had a chance to get to know that, like she's still she's in her own shit. She's seeing you in ways that are
Well, she's not seeing me.
no, not at all. No, yes, it's not seeing the real you. Right.
And so I can't, I don't know what else to do but be here and be seen,
Yeah. Well,
but I feel like mostly I'm hiding.
yeah, well, that makes sense. You're not. It's like you're a creature. You're a creature that you're like. I'll come out if it's safe, but if it's not, I'm gonna go be in my burrow.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it literally took days before I was starting to notice how much better I felt getting out of that last house, being here.
Mm-hmm.
Days, and it was freezing here. We didn't have Wi-Fi. I couldn't find anything, and it was still like life-giving comparatively. So that's why I'm so passionate about, and I bet Shoshana will drive you to places too, so like maybe I don't know, I'm sure we can work something out. Maybe she'll be able to bring you over here sometimes, and Brian or I will give you a ride home. But like you need your day place to be inspiring and invigorating, and resource building, and you're creating a new life very actively. So here's one of the steps. Get you out of that that sinkhole. And
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm glad when your mind or your ego or whatever part of you is like, fuck this, let's go. I'm glad that you called me so that it's you're on the path. It's that's a part of ego death, or whatever the death of the belief system that was like, fuck this, let's go. We could have a funeral for that iteration of yourself, if you like. I think that's a really helpful practice. That iteration of you that is dying, that is going to be left behind. You know, as the more beautiful world that your heart has known is possible becomes manifest in your environment. You know.
Yeah.
As it already has been.
Yeah. It has been.
Yeah, I love how, I mean, of course, I didn't love seeing you in that fucking basement and, you know, no hair and freezing and miserable and, you know, having a hard time figuring out what to do. Like, I didn't enjoy seeing that, obviously, but, you know, now that I've gotten to, like, experience you at moments of glowing and presence and excitement and, you know, inspiration, not only is it like pretty extraordinary to get to witness something like that, but it's also, I get to watch it over and over and over when you've gone from these like, fuck it, I think I'm done here. Like, this is my last acupuncture appointment, Brant, or like, Heather, we can't reschedule because I'm not going to be around much longer. You know, like, I can't even quite remember but what I was saying, but
well, we're not there.
But no, I get to see you. That's what it is. I get to see you start glowing again. And so, yes, it's more subtle glowing, but I've gotten to see you at points where I'm like, wow, God, look at you. Remember we were sitting on the big red chair?
Yeah.
I think it was January or something. And then you right away took action when I was like, hey, who wants to record conversations with me? You're like, me. We're doing it. So yeah.
I
love to see
would
the
like to take a break.
Yep.
I would like to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
And then I'd like to step outside and puff on my puffer.
Yup. Sounds good. Fantastic. Ooh. I have my favorite candy. I'll have to introduce you to it. It's vitamin C. So I can get my sugar and my vitamin